Okay, so you can see from the title, the ELO inflation this year is absolutely insane. I mean, we are not even halfway through the season, and I've already hit 2,500 ELO, and I'm not even the only person to be at 2,500 ELO. I mean, I was the first. I was the first to hit 2,500 ELO, which is, I take some nice pride in that. But I'm not even in like as of right now. Before I go live right after this. I'm not even rank one, even though I am at 2,500 elo right now. And this match specifically, this isn't the match where I hit 2,500 elo for the first time this season. This is actually the a match I played yesterday, obviously against EDCR, where I actually won this seed for the elo record at the time. And I would have kind of titled this video as the new elo world record, but that would be a lie. Technically this was the new elo record, but if I try to market and clickbait the video as that's just a complete lie, because probably like 2 hours maybe later after this, I lost to EDCR for him to get the elo record at 2546, which is, as of recording this, what it stands at right now. And I don't expect that to stand for much longer. I expect EDCR to really push the elo record pretty high over the next week or so, because I'm going to TwitchCon tomorrow. I have my flight in about 22 hours, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm not gonna be able to, obviously queue for like a week or so. I'm pretty much, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go live after this, after I record this video, and I'm gonna play some ranked. But I'm probably not gonna be live until the next Tuesday, because I'm recording this on a Tuesday. My flight is on a Wednesday. So I'm really looking forward to going to TwitchCon. I'm definitely gonna probably talk about how my TwitchCon experience was when I get back to my place at school. I don't know, hopefully I have a good quality run that I can talk about it over. Maybe I can even have even a poor quality run, like literally 20 minutes before this run. Maybe I'll go back and do another kind of like voiceover of it. Like 20 minutes before this match I'm playing right now, I got my second slowest match ever in ranked. I got a 2041 completion, and the only match or seed I ever have slower than in any season in ranked was in season 4, where I played like 80 matches and I got like a 2210 against somebody. And it's just insane. I'm probably at like my best skill right now, and I almost bottomed out lower than I've ever bottomed out before, which is just absolutely insane. But then again, the even funnier thing about that was, though, I had the 2041 completion. The literal next seed that I played, I got a 734. So there was a point in the stream today, because like the 2041 completion was the first seed I played of the day. It was my first completion, and then so people kind of like maybe screenshotted my stats. It said I had a 20-minute average, and then the very next seed's a 734, and it brings my average down to like 14 minutes on the day, which is just, it's so it's so funny, how statistics work. I think if you guys know Feinberg, and if you've watched the rank playoffs with him, always like him saying I'm a bit of a stats guy. Statistics are kind of interesting with how biased they can be with everything. But okay, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent. I could definitely talk about random stuff for a very long time, probably longer than I should. I do kind of want to go back to this seed, like for a second though. I don't know if I'm gonna yap about whatever. There's some stuff I could yap about, but I can't even think of it right now while I'm talking. But with the seed, I it was kind of good for my nerves, because this was the match for the Euro record at the time. I don't value it, like logically. I don't value it that highly in my mind, but I was still kind of nervous in the seed, and it was kind of like annoying, but also kind of good for my nerves. Like literally a minute into the seed, or like a minute and a half into the seed, I'm already 15 seconds behind EDCR. So instead of it being, I'm kind of ahead, and it's up to me to make a mistake, and it's up to EDCR to kind of go for something riskier, like more aggressive and save time. I have to be the one to, make a play and, be more aggressive. So it's nicer on my mental. And it does pay off, because it was luckily this was like the perfect situation for me because it was housing and EDCR kind of opts to go for the safer and more consistent play of doing top down. But because I know I'm behind, because I had a hard time finding the ravine to enter at first, and I messed up my portal as well. Like I went for that riskier play of doing mana because I knew I had to, make up that time somehow. And it was also, I do want to say, it's kind of crazy that how I have 20 obby. I have 20 obsidian after doing manhunt and not going up to the top of the housing because I didn't get any. I don't think I got any obsidian out of the chest that I looted. I just got 20 obby normally from trades, which in RSG that is never going to happen. But because with ranked, they have like boosted obby trades, like they aren't completely natural. Like they're boosted, but this is I've never had something like this before with these obsidian trades. They were honestly quite crazy. And I'm talking about his nerves as well. I like, it's nice on my mental to be behind. I see here EDCR blinds right now. And like sure, I know I'm in the lead because I entered the fort first. I played the fort pretty aggressively. So like, I was like purling to the spawners. Like I know I'm ahead, but I can kind of cope in my mind like, oh, I'm behind. I have to still make a play. So it kind of helps with my nerves a little bit because I can kind of put myself in the mindset of the underdog where I need to kind of be aggressive and make a play to win. And I do make a play right here. I see this spawner on the way to the cords, and this is actually the spawner EDCR played, which is just better because this is closer to the stronghold. So he just literally has to do one less pearl because I pearled to the spawner. He's already at that spawner. And so when he exits, he's like already here where I'm at right now. So I think I'm making a really nice play there, just like trying to overlap that and play aggressive with that like second spawner. It's a play that I know I've seen people talk about before and I've thought about it, but I've never actually done it. And I was almost hesitant to do it on this seed as well because you could definitely easily get like a one spawn out of that spawner and the blaze doesn't drop a rod and you just have to go back to your spawner and you lose a lot more time than what you probably could have. So, being in that mindset of trying to force myself, I'm behind and I have to make a play, I think allowed me to, be a little bit more aggressive, a little more like, loose with my decision making. And then with this stronghold was like kind of weird as well. I get a spike I like, but then I rescan and I don't have the spike. So I get, my heart starts pumping a little bit more than what it should be. And I just like, I continually just like run around here. I dig through here because, I just don't like where I'm going. I keep rescanning and then I get the spike behind me this way. And then I see kind of this big cube in the middle of the cave because with how portal rooms generate, they will always generate with the full blocks always there. Like pretty much every other like room in a stronghold, if there's like a cave or ravine in the room, there's going to be like air blocks where the stone brick is gone. But portal rooms always have all the stone bricks there. So whenever you see a big square or a big cube, that's going to be the portal room. So I'm able to see that in the cave. I'm kind of nervous on the zero. You can kind of see me shaking a little bit here on this zero. And you can, I know you guys can't really hear anything, but you can kind of see as soon as I hit that second double bed and I kill the dragon, it's like a bit of a sigh of relief, that the seed's over. And as well, like I said, I don't care too much about ELO record right now because it's going to be different in like a week. So like, it's going to be different every week for the next like 2 months. So it's, I don't want to care too much about it right now, but I was still kind of nervous, and it's still kind of cool. And you can see as I slowly get this 19 elo from EDCR, I get at the time 2536 elo, which was, emphasis on was, the elo world record. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to be at TwitchCon, so if any of you guys are there, like, say something. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm not going to like be streaming or like be doing really anything for the next week or so because I'm going to be there. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll definitely talk about it when I get back. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this though. Thank you.